beforehand, like, Addie and I are just supposed to be talking, and then, like, he shows up, and I'm like, well, I'm out, and I'm supposed to, like, march away and, like, do some, like, lewd hand movements, and then get out of scene. And one time, I turned the wrong way, and there's a bunch of bushes in my way, so I can't leave the scene.
Well, I want to start off by congratulating you all. This is such a fun movie. I had a great time watching it. And I'm sure the audience last night at the premiere had a great time. What did it mean to you to be able to share this movie with the South by Southwest audience and to be able to watch it in the theater with these people?
Yeah. It's, as you can see, it's like still kind of overwhelming for us. I think especially the fact that we're premiering at South by Southwest for this film, it feels kind of fated. It feels kismet because it's like such a punk film. It's such a like music punk festival. So that has been really special. And also, Kade and I feel really strongly that like people should see comedies in theaters. And so to be able to share a comedy with an audience of people and hear like everybody laughing at the same time and like, I don't know, that energy is so special and so specific. And so that was really...
Yeah, I think there's like, just jumping off of that, there's like a huge push for these action movies like Dune and these IMAX movies, like go see it in theaters.
Like a spectacle.
Yes, it's a spectacle. And that's great. Yes, absolutely go see those in theaters. But also I think little comedies like this are also meant to be seen in a theater and like be in a room with everyone and laugh. And also like when a joke doesn't land and you're in a theater, it's also still fun to like have a communal experience of that as opposed to you on your couch at home, or even just like you with a couple other friends. Like, I don't know, it's just unique. I guess actually a specific thing that came to mind was last night. There was like, I was told that there was one person in the theater that did not laugh at all. And then there was one scene that happened and he was going crazy and just like laughing the entire time through this scene and then didn't laugh again. But that's like such a weird, like unique experience that like, you only get in the movie theater, and it's very cool to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. I think any type of movie is best experienced in an audience because, like you said, you get the laughs, you get the cries, you get everything that a movie might bring to the table. So I absolutely agree with that. Now, I wanted to chat about, because this is your feature directorial debut, and I know, Megan, you're also the writer of this film. Why was this story the story that you wanted to put out as your first directorial debut? What made this the right story to tell?
It was affordable to shoot. I had like a bunch of scripts, and Kade was like, "Do you have anything that like that I could make?" I think you were looking for scripts for yourself at that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I have like this random like coming of age comedy. It's actually like the first script I'd ever written. I wrote it like 10 years ago, and I just like threw it his way. Like, I don't know if you'll be into this. It's about like teen girls who in Catholic school who started a punk band, and he was like, I'll read it, I guess. But then I don't know, getting like his outside perspective, I think I realized what a special, like specific story it was. And you connected with it in a way that I think surprised us both.
Yeah, just like on a personal level, I connected with it, but then also on a comedic level, I was reading all of these scripts and like trying to find something that was like, is me. I was like, yes, this is the movie that I want to make. This is like how I want to like express my voice. And it was everything that I was reading. I was like, yeah, I guess I could direct this, but like this isn't necessarily something that is my voice at the end of the day. And then when I read Megan's script, even though I didn't write it, I just felt like I like saw the movie in my head in a very specific way that also just happened to like line up with what Megan was seeing in her head.
Yeah, you saw the movie that I wrote.
Yeah.
Now, you two are fantastic in this. I love the friendship that you both bring to it. And I also really love the dynamic with you both and Sister Sheena. And I think that was such a fun dynamic. Could you talk a bit about what you wanted her character to bring out of the both of you and to kind of help you on this journey, that dynamic to come alive between the three of you?
First of all, I just have to say, I love Sister Sheena as a character. I love Lucy, the actor, as a person. She, during chemistry read auditions, we read with a couple options for Sister Sheena, and I'm like not involved in the casting at all, right? But after I read with her, after I met her, I told them, I was like, guys, I know I'm like, shouldn't be saying this, and you probably don't care, but it has to be her. She's so good. And I really love a kind of dynamic in a film, especially coming of age film, of like some sort of like teacher, mentor, that kind of vibe, and like a student, like a relationship that I don't know, there's no requirement for like a teacher to care that much about a student or to like extend that like kindness. But they do anyways, because that's like why they do what they do. And so I think in this film particularly, I don't know, I like love the scene where she like stops them, or I mean Sister Myra stops them because they're stealing instruments. And Sister Sheena is just like immediately so supportive when she realizes that they're like doing something creative, that they like, that she like knows will be good for them. I don't know, it just is like, it's so immediate, and I just think it's so cool. And I think in Edie's case, I think I think she struggles with kind of the authority of the school, and especially Sister Myra. And so kind of having like, okay, this person's like a safe space in a place that didn't really feel so safe at first, and just feeling like, okay, here's an adult person who like believes in me in some degree and isn't like expecting something big of me and is just letting me be me. I think that's something that she really needs. So
Yeah, absolutely.
That was so comprehensive. I love that. I mean, I think like in that very strict situation with like a private Catholic school where like the authority figures, normally they're just kind of there to tell you no. Having someone who's like, I'll listen to you, you know, and I'll hear you out, and sure, let's figure this out. I think just in general, but especially for these characters, it's like such a breath of fresh air, because even like Edie's mom, she's still there to like kind of critique and like kind of keep Edie on the rails. And I think for someone like Frances to have someone, because she's gonna do it whether they like it or not, she's gonna be like, oh yeah, we'll figure it out, like, you know. So I think having someone who like sees Edie and Frances as like, instead of these like ugly things in the way, but instead as like these smart girls, it is such like an exciting feeling.
I think too, sorry to say more, but I think Frances is very much a character who like does not wait for permission to do stuff, but Edie is very much not that way. She is like a person who does wait for permission, and so like getting the permission from Sister Sheena, I think, was like additionally a push to like help her actually get to where she needed to like have her arc and the story.
Yeah, and it feels so natural how that arc that you were just talking about happens. So that's a testament to great writing, directing, and acting. So great job all around to everybody.
Thank you.
I immediately, when I see both your characters take the stage in this film, your stage presence is so natural, and I feel that way through the screen. What kind of experience do you have outside of this film, if any, on stage, performing in front of people in that way?
Literally zero.
But the stage presence of your character is hesitancy, so
yeah, exactly.
Fits.
It worked out. Yeah, I technically did like a tiny bit of theater in middle school.
What were you?
Well, I was ensemble. in Tom Sawyer.
Amazing. Okay.
Were you a tree?
No, I just was like a person in the town. I had a line.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah. But so like virtually no stage and I actually like had a terrible stage. I actually like, I love to sing, but I like never auditioned for musical theater because I was like really afraid. So I was like a super timid kid. And so anyway, I kind of had to work through all that before I even got back into acting and found this project and whatever, but I think the timing of everything was just pretty perfect for me.
Yeah. No, I have a background in theater. That's really my whole life, and like acting in general. And in high school, because I was still in high school when we were filming the movie, I would miss play practice to go film this movie, and I was like one of the like theater officers, and I went to performing arts high school for a bit, so I've played a lot of different characters. And what I really liked about Frances is that she kind of let me like play Gremlin. like that's like there's this little gremlin inside me that's like dying to get out at all times. And I've played like a lot of I live in comedy, but I've played like a lot of very like pretty fluffy characters. And so to have someone who's just like was like so fun.
It looked a lot of fun watching it. I wanted to ask you about costuming because I think the great thing about costuming was that we see both of your characters in the uniform in the school environment, but then we get to see more of their personality shine through with the clothes that they're wearing outside of school. So how did you decide what they would be wearing when we see them performing and outside of the school environment to kind of show their personality that way?
That's Megan's wardrobe.
A lot of it is my clothes. A lot of it's my clothes. No, but Kate and I had a lot of conversations about like, because in the movie they are being introduced into this world, you know, like they're not already like part of the scene. And Edie isn't even a character who really knows what she likes, it seems like, or she does, but she's not able to dress the way that she wants, you know? And so it was like important to us that after that first show that they go to, anytime you see them like at another performance, that they're like kind of sourcing elements like slowly and building it and like finding their personal style. We wanted the girls to like share items. Like there's a little bit of overlap between like shoes and accessories because that's like what you would do if you were a teen. We got really lucky because our costume designer, Amelia, she just like, I think she like was a real punk.
Yeah.
She like really gets it.
That is her style.
Yeah, that like is her style, and she really understood like the DIY nature of it all. And so we like authenticity was really important to us. If we're like going to be portraying this scene, like the punk scene, we wanted to do it with authenticity. And so, you know, we used a lot of my own clothes, a lot of Amelia's own clothes. We like made sure to like DIY some of the stuff ourselves and like shred some stuff, put some safety pins, like draw some shirts. And so that was also really important to us. Also the color palette. Do you want to speak to like the colors? Because I feel like we had different worlds of like what they wear at school versus what they wear in the world.
Yeah, the color palette at the school was very beige and blue. And like we wanted it to feel devoid of color in a way. And then anytime they went outside, red was like the color outside of the school world. And so we're like a lot of our locations have red in it. And then if they don't, then usually the girls are wearing red. But like red and black is outside of the school is like, those are our colors.
That's cool.
I really love how you guys, like, it wasn't like, because we have popular mean girls in it, but I love how it wasn't like, oh, like dresses are girl evil bad. And like all of our protagonist girls are like like all more masculine. Like it very much was like a spectrum, and like everyone had very like specific styles. Like Judith is very like hippie and like it's very like ethereal. There's a lot of pinks and florals, but yet it's still like punk. And then Edie's a lot more masculine, but it's still like it's her bringing her own vibe. She's not trying to like mimic a boy rocker, you know. And I love how like Frances is like a kid with headgear and like kind of a little like cousin it, and yet she's still like, I'm wearing a skirt. Like all of the scenes she's in, she's a skirt lover, and I really like that.
Yeah, like a big inspiration for the wardrobe specifically for Frances was like Courtney Love, who like she's like a rock and roll queen, but yeah, she's very like shredded baby doll dresses and a bright red lip. So, you know, it's like reclaiming femininity and like portraying it in a way that is like associated with different stuff that it usually is. So we really wanted to give Frances like that sort of like empowered femininity, and then with Edie, we wanted something that like visibly didn't fit in with like the expectations of like her mom and the school, and so we wanted her to sort of chafe against like not just femininity, but like her mom's idea of like what is like a respectable young girl supposed to wear. Because like when Edie chooses, she still wears like cool dress to church and stuff like that. So it's not like femininity in general. It's just like this very rigid idea of what it has to look like.
Yeah, there's that scene at the book club when the moms are talking and saying, oh, I feel bad for this about your daughter and how she dresses and things like that. So like you're both saying about the wardrobe, it just comes off very empowering, like you said, and authentic that way too. So that was a great job.
Thank you.
And I like how like, because they put Frances in, I know it's like silly because she's in dresses, like whatever, but like it's like she's not waiting for someone to call her pretty. Like she's just like, I like this and we're going with it. Mm-hmm. Like she's not trying to like, I feel like a lot of teenagers who are like nervous about their appearance, they kind of hide in like big baggy clothes, and I feel like everyone in the show is just kind of like, I don't know, I like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before I have to wrap up there, I wanted to ask you guys a favorite memory you have from set, because this looks like such a fun movie to make, as fun as it is on screen. So do you have a favorite memory that comes to mind when you think back to production?
I feel like I keep changing my answer because I have so many moments. But one that I like really loved, when we were filming, there's like this scene, the girls are in trouble after they do the like performance to get into, for the Battle of the Bands performance. And then Sister Myra's like showing it to their parents. I remember being like, while we were filming that scene, there's just like a shot where it just like closes in on Cherish, her watching Edie's performance and kind of having that realization of like, this is like, I don't know, just seeing the joy in her daughter. And I didn't get to see that moment, but both Kade and Megan were crying. And I was like, oh, that's gotta be some powerful stuff. But I like I didn't get to see it because my character's like in the scene and facing a different way. And when I watched it last night, I don't know, it like really hit me too, the same way it like hit you guys. And so I think I remember like being in the moment on the set and being like, oh, like she's so good. Watching Cherish is like just so special. She's a really, really, really talented actress and such a cool lady. And then watching it yesterday, it was like really full circle. I'm like, oh, I get it. And like,
I'm crying.
I get why they cried. Yeah, that got me too.
And mine's like actually similar because there's like the big fight scene between Edie and her mom. And we shot like 10 pages a day just because our schedule was so crazy. And so we did not have a lot of time to shoot that. I think we had like 2 takes per setup. And the first time that they did that scene all the way through, Kade and I are hiding in the corner crying. Addie is crying. Maybe my only regret in the whole movie was that we didn't start with Addie's coverage, because I think Cherish is so incredible as Luann. And I think having that fight with her, I don't want to speak for you, but it just felt like you were so in it, and we were all just like, it was so heartbreaking. And that was when I was like, oh, we're really making some art here, baby.
Kind of to pivot away from the like.
Yeah, please. Well, like this comedy made us cry.
I loved stomping around on set. Like literally any opportunity to stomp was amazing. And like
that was any time you were
that
in
was
the scene.
Okay, sure. But one of my favorites is when like Walter comes up to Edie and is like, hey, like after church, and was like, so do you want to like go to the football game with me? And like beforehand,
So good.
like beforehand, like Addie and I are just supposed to be talking, and then like he shows up and I'm like, well, I'm out, and I'm supposed to like march away and like do some like lewd hand movements and then get out of scene. And one time I turned the wrong way and there's a bunch of bushes in my way, so I can't leave the scene. And it's like, I was like so in like, I don't know, like in movie mode of like, I just need to like leave the scene. So I like just crouched down.
You stopped, you turned around, looked at camera, and then just slowly shrink out of frame.
And honestly, Kade laughed so hard that he cried.
Your director's cut with that in it.
Honestly,
Yeah.
we were like, should we
I
keep
half
it?
expect it to be.
No, I know.
that
There's
big.
a lot of we did this other bit where it was like they're looking at the Viscous poster for the first time, and like one of the takes I like really went for it, and I was like twirling a fake mustache and smoking a fake cigar, and Megan was like, that's so stupid, and I wasn't anticipating it to be in the movie, and then I was like, that's the take they chose.
For me and Kade, stupid is like the highest praise.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
So we're like, that's so stupid. You're an idiot. I love it. We debated using that one, and then we were like, I think it's only funny to us. Like
Yeah.
we were like, we're laughing for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna cheat. It's probably during pre-production.
What the heck?
Megan and I like made animatics for a bunch of the scenes, and it was just me running around with an iPhone like shooting Megan as all the characters, and we called them Megamatics.
We cut it together. Kade has like a whole movie.
Yeah, we have this movie with just Megan performing all of the roles. But it's really fun to like, I don't know, just be like working together and then like shooting something and then looking at it and being like, oh, let's try this, let's try this. And
It's
just
like
kind
the
of-
best part for us, because I think that's where we really found like our collaborative process, which is like, we just want to run around and like feel the space and be like, is it over here? Are they like this? Huh? And like strike a pose, and Kade like takes a picture and he's like, no, it's not like this. Maybe it's like this, and then we like switch off, and like it just feels so playful, and like it feels like you're making art with your friends. It's like the best thing in the world.
Yeah. Director's cut's gonna have great footage. But
We're gonna have the featurettes.
Well, thank you all for taking the time to chat with me today. I appreciate it. Congratulations again on this film, and enjoy the rest of your time here at Sofa.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you
It was
so
great
much.
chatting
Good
with
to
you.
meet you.